Hi again guys, welcome to a sunny Wednesday morning commute through Shrewsbury, leaving from my home near Battlefield to the occasional office space that I share with the lovely folks at Source Design in Frankwell. This time, as you'll have noticed, because you're looking at me here, we have rider cam. You can see just how ungainly I look when I'm perched on top of this Honda CB125F. Just heading along Battlefield Road and Whitchurch Road in Shrewsbury, on my way into the town centre. Just pulling up to the traffic lights at Featherbed Lane. Going nice and slowly, just in case the lights change and then we can get away without them to stop. Unfortunately, this isn't the case here. Could go into neutral at this point. Unfortunately my coordination is still not quite up there, so I think I would struggle to kind of get to first gear again when the lights start to change, without panicking about hand and foot placement and what I'm doing with each limb. So I just stay in first gear, and you can just see there that the shoulder checks before moving off. Obviously very important. So continuing on, and again we'll do occasional mirror checks and maybe shoulder checks as we're driving along, like if we're about to go around the parked car, which I think I do here. Just checking over my right shoulder before I pull out and move into the overtaking position, just in case anything's coming past. There we go. Once we're past the obstruction, look back over the left shoulder before moving back in. It's a 30-mile-an-hour limit all along Whitchurch Road and Battlefield Road, so I'm doing my best to stay within that limit. Not all that difficult on a 125, they're not renowned for their speed and power, but sometimes it's easy to lose track. Slowing down the red lights at Morrison's. Again, slowing down well in advance in the hope that they'll change back to green by the time we get there and we can just carry on, as they did here. Just coming up to the Heathgates roundabout now. A roundabout that apparently causes problems on driving tests. Not always clear where to go. I'm going to be taking the second exit straight on here to carry on down Telford Way. So signalling left to come off, and then a right shoulder check and lifesaver, just to make sure that nothing's trying to cut me up on the roundabout. And now we're into a 40-mile-an-hour zone. As we approach traffic lights for pedestrian crossings, good idea to just check that to make sure that nobody is waiting to cross. If they are, we may have to slow down or stop. This next roundabout is one that can cause confusion too, if you're looking to go straight across. Even though it's at 12 o'clock, the arrows on the road direct you to go in the right hand lane, which traps a lot of people. Not applicable to me here, I'm going left first exit. Up Woodcott Way. Checking nice and early in advance to see if there's anything approaching on the roundabout, so that we can plan a stop if necessary, but hopefully not, and we can just carry on back into a 30 zone. this next roundabout. So I'll look right, signal, get into position 3, slow down for the roundabout. Look well in advance to see if there's any traffic. We've got some cars building up. We're probably going to have to stop. Nope, the signals are all good. So we just carried on going. That's the police station on the left there, the main police station in the town. So we have to be extra careful going around that roundabout, just in case police vehicles come flying out of those two entrances. Onto Monkmore Road now, heading down towards Abbey Foregate. Wasn't really visible there, but I was keeping a close eye on the red car that was waiting by that junction, anticipating that they might pull out after the car in front of them had turned across, because obviously once that car is turning in front of them they wouldn't be able to see me, but they might just assume that it's safe to go. Continuing along in 4th gear here, we could go up to 5th. The green light on the dashboard there, which ironically has just gone off, telling me that I'm riding in the most economical fashion for the engine. Not sure why it decided to turn off then. Oh, and now it's gone back on. I think I probably could go up to 5th and the light would stay on, but I try and keep that green light on as much as I can, so that I can take advantage of the CB125's incredible fuel economy. Slowed down and pulled out there just to overtake a cyclist. Don't really go around those too quickly, and certainly not too closely. And getting to the bottom of Monkmore Road, to the traffic lights to join Abbey Foregate, and we're going to be turning right. So into the right hand lane. I should really put my signal on. The arrows on the road are very clear as to which directions I'm allowed to go. And pedestrians excluded, there isn't any other traffic that is going to be confused about where I go. So not strictly necessary, but I'd probably recommend that you put it on anyway. It's always better to indicate than not. That's probably just a bad habit that I've picked up from driving down that road over the years in my car. Now riding past the Shrewsbury Abbey on the right. Beautiful Benedictine monastery. Built, I believe, around 1070, I think. And going into the gyratory under the English Bridge, which is quite a confusing junction, even in a car. In a bike, you have to be even more careful, especially at this bit, to make sure that nothing's merging into your lane. They shouldn't do, because the road markings coming the other direction are very clear about where you're supposed to be going, but a lot of people either get it wrong or they deliberately do it wrong because they want to avoid the traffic queue. And going left over the English Bridge. One of two main bridges in the town, both over the River Severn. We've got this one, the English Bridge, and the Welsh Bridge on the other side of town, which I'll be riding on closest to the end of this video. And in a happy coincidence, which always pleases me, the English Bridge has 7 arches, which mirrors the 7 letters of the word English, and the Welsh Bridge has 5 arches for the 5 letters in the word Welsh. reasonably sure that wasn't part of the original intention for the design of the bridges, but I'll take it anyway. Just one of those pleasing serendipitous things. Up at the top of Wild Cop here, they changed that junction a couple of years ago so that traffic coming from the right there had to give way to you. It used to be the other way round, so that traffic coming up the hill had to give way to traffic coming down Dogpole. Some people don't quite realise the change, so you have to be careful there. Just waiting behind the Asda van there for the taxi in front of me to successfully navigate past it. Didn't want to get alongside the van and essentially trap myself while the taxi was still manoeuvring. .20 across the cobbles. You wouldn't really want to go much faster anyway, in all honesty. Not the most comfortable of roads to be on. And as you can see, lots of pedestrian activity, including people that just cross the road without looking. So always a good idea to be vigilant. Often cars parked on the left here, as we can see. So I have to navigate around those as well. And stopping for these traffic lights. I did this ride, I think, about a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago. I've been out on a few rides since, mainly just to test new methods of recording audio and video. This audio that you're hearing now is a voiceover that's been recorded after the fact, whereas I'd like to get to the point where I can record audio as I'm going along. And yeah, in the past 2 weeks I have improved quite a bit, and my gear changes, hand-foot coordination, and just general ability on the bike seems to have improved quite a bit, which I'm very pleased about. I took a ride out on Friday night, I think it was, might have been Thursday night. Paid a visit to my brother and his family while we were out. And that ride was probably the first time that I've been for a ride on the bike where it felt like everything just sort of clicked and I didn't have any problems, well, with anything really. Long may that continue. And just about to go over the Welsh Bridge. Getting close to my eventual destination. So this is heading over into Frankwell. There's 7 just on the right as we pass. And my destination is on the right here, but I can't do a right turn because the signs forbid it. And frankly, you can't really do a right turn there anyway, except in the quietest times. So we've got to go all the way up to Frankwell roundabout here and come back on ourselves. And unlike most roundabouts, we don't have to give way to the right here. Traffic has to give way to us. Something else that catches quite a lot of people out if they're unfamiliar with the area. and I'll make a left turn here, and then I'm at my destination. So thank you again for watching, and hope to catch you in the next video, where perhaps I'll have something more interesting to talk about, but probably not. Thanks again, and see you next time.